What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the latest episode of Wildcard Wednesdays. Because I'm still on my cut until March, I'm not going to be reviewing a beer, but like last week, we're going to be doing something a little different. Today, I'm going to be talking about a story. That's about the time when I went skateboarding, knocked myself out, actually gave myself a concussion, and when I woke up, I felt like I had the best night's sleep ever. This was back in 2022. Now, I always had a skateboard when I was a kid, but I never really used it. It always kind of sat in my garage, and I was always more into riding my bike. But back in 2022, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna try skateboarding. So I got my old Kmart skateboard out, and I got used to it. Now this thing really fucking sucked, which is why I never rode it as a kid. Kmart skateboards, the ones from the early 2000s, and honestly Walmart skateboards now just suck. They have bad bearings, plastic trucks and plastic wheels, so they don't even work. So I got used to that for a little bit, but then I made a skateboard myself. I got a really fat deck, big trucks and big wheels, and I really liked it. Now, I didn't really do tricks or anything. I kind of cruising around. A lot of times, what I would do, I'd go to a skate park, and I'd kind of do a loop. Sometimes I'd go down the ramps, and I'd just do a laps around, kind of like a lap fucking swimmer in those pools, you know? I'd put music on, I'd kind of just chill out and fucking go in laps. I had a lot of fun doing that. I'd do that for hours. I never really skated on the road much. If I did, I'd mostly just skate on flat areas, and I avoided hills. Now, hills are where you got to be careful, and that's actually where I wound up knocking myself out. If you've skateboarded before, then you'd know if you go down a hill and your trucks are too loose, you'll start to wobble. Now, that's always why I avoided hills. The biggest hill I would do would be my driveway, because my driveway I'd be able to do loops, but I also have a dip, so I'd go, you know? And I wouldn't get the speed wobbles because I wasn't really going all that fast. But basically, I got more and more comfortable riding on the road, but I'd avoid going down hills because I'd heard hills were dangerous. But then I went on vacation, and I was skateboarding all over. I had a great time. And I started getting much more comfortable going down hills. Now, this is where my mistake was, because I kept going down some big fucking hills. I was like, hell yeah, I made that fucking hill. That's cool. So anytime I saw another hill, I would challenge myself. And it's good to challenge yourself. Never don't challenge yourself. But ultimately, I saw another hill, and I was like, fuck it. I don't know how long it is, but I'll try to fucking bomb this hill. And that one was the one where I didn't realize the hill was super long. And then eventually I started getting the speed wobbles. And I think I remember crouching down, because right before you knock yourself out, you don't remember right before it. So I think I started to crouch down, which I thought would have gave myself control, but it might have caused me to fucking wipe out. I might have hit my head, and I must have done some kind of roll. I wasn't wearing a helmet, and I got lucky because I didn't have a skull fracture. I just gave myself a concussion and knocked myself out, and that was actually it. I learned later that I had a broken rib, but it was non-displaced, and I never even knew I had it. I always think they mixed my x-rays up or fucked it up or something. But when I was knocked out, right, I just remember seeing green. It was green. I didn't think anything or feel anything. It was really peaceful and relaxing. Very interesting. A very interesting experience. And then when I woke up, I felt very out of it. Kind of if you're almost blackout drunk, way out of it. And the first thing I remembered asking was where my skateboard was. They were EMTs. They got those guys called. Excuse me. There was a lady. I guess she called them. So basically, they take me to hospital, give me some scans. They say, well, you don't have a broken neck. You don't have a skull fracture, so you're good to go. So they sent me home. So that was pretty much it. I lost my sense of smell temporarily. Sense of taste and smell were completely gone. And it slowly came back, and I feel things taste and smell different now, which is pretty cool. And I love to joke about it. For example, you go into a bathroom, hey, I'm in luck, I can't smell shit anymore. And it was great. I could have even made a living as like a septic pumping guy, and I wouldn't smell shit at all. But ultimately, it was interesting. Everything came back slowly. Initially, things had kind of a dirty bandage smell, which is really weird, but that's what it smelled like. And then it like slowly became more normal. Pretty interesting. And it was like a spot where I puked the first weekend after, but that was about it. I had lower back pain from the skateboard acting too, but that was like some kind of muscle thing. That went away in 2 weeks, and then I started working out again, and I was fine. But anyway, that's kind of like the whole story. It was interesting, and the only thing that really affects me long term, like 3 years later, 4 years later, it's like my short term memory is not as good. Like that's something I noticed because I was a bartender for 6 years, and ultimately, I used to have an easier time remembering like drink orders because we didn't have like a fancy printing machine. We just have the waitresses tell you the drink orders and you make them. And basically, initially I'd remember them like before I had the concussion, but afterwards I noticed I couldn't remember shit. Like a lot of like memory shit is like totally fucked after that. Like initially after especially, because I couldn't remember a lot of stuff. But as time went on, I began to remember much more, which is interesting. And long term, I feel like my long term memory is fine. Short term, it's getting there, but I feel like my short term memory ain't the same. But that's it. That's what I'm fated to have, so I accept it as the best outcome. Because ultimately, you can't change things outside your control. You can only go with them, and I go with them. But anyway, gonna wrap up today's Wildcard Wednesdays. Thanks for watching, and hey, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because I'll always be back for even more.